Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This right here is a 25-year-old Pontiac Grand Prix, and it has seen better days. You can see that it's honestly just falling apart. And we are going to be restoring this to factory condition for less than $500. Let me just show you all of the things that are wrong with it so you can see how impressive this is going to be. Starting from the back, you can see that the gas fuel lid is falling apart. We have a flat tire. Over here, when you open the door, the body of the door is rubbing up against this, and it's causing the body panel to come apart. If we come inside, you'll see that the tint on this window has just started peeling off. We have a massive crack in the windshield right here. Turning the car on, it does run, the engine does turn over, but we have a check engine light right there, which isn't good, and the power steering pump screams every time you turn this. The oil has not been changed, the coolant, any of the fluids have not been changed. The plastic trim pieces are falling apart. It got into a slight accident, so the bumper has just fallen off. We're going to be completely repairing this with fiberglass. Listen to that. That is the power steering pump. The struts don't keep the hood open anymore, and this has completely detached itself. I just want you to see what the car looks like before, because we are going to be making this look mint for $500. The first thing we got to do is we got to clean it up just so we know what we're actually dealing with. So we're going to take it into the car wash and we're going to spray it down. Let me inflate the tire really quick. The tire is not popped, but it doesn't hold air. Every day until we fix the tire, we're gonna have to pump this up every 12-ish hours just to be able to make the car run. This project is gonna have 4 parts. The first part is just cleaning everything, the exterior, the interior. We wanna know exactly what's going on with the car. The second part is actually fixing the mechanics. We're gonna change all of the fluids, we're gonna fix the tire, we're gonna make this car run and drive. The third thing we're gonna do is we're gonna repair the windshield and we're gonna repair that bumper. And lastly, we're gonna paint it, we're gonna polish it, we're gonna make the tires and the rims look brand new. This car is gonna look like it just rolled off the lot 25 years later. Get a good look at it. This is before. The car does run, poorly, but it runs. So we're gonna take it in there and we're gonna wash the outside. We're gonna be polishing this later, so we need to be careful not to mess up the paint and the clear coat. What that means is you never want to use a brush like this because that will scratch the clear coat. You only want to use touchless methods. Okay, there we go. Now that the car is clean, you're able to get a better idea of everything that we need to do. After we've got the interior clean and we've got all of the mechanical stuff working, we need to fix this bumper, obviously. We need to repaint the tires. You can see that the paint is coming off and they look kind of nasty. We've got a lot of skid marks. We've got trim pieces coming up. We've got scratched paint. We're going to try to fix the windshield ourselves for like, I don't know, $10 or $15, but that probably won't work, so we might need to replace the windshield. So I'm gonna try to keep our budget under $200 for all of this, so we can spend $300 to replace the windshield. It is amazing the difference just washing your car will make to how it looks. Let's go wash the inside now. Oh, I'm also noticing that the rubber trim right here, this has got some stuff that we're gonna need to repair. Yeah, fixing the mechanical stuff is definitely our next objective right after getting it clean. It's not very clean in here. There's a public park just across the street, which we can use to take out all of our seats and all of the carpet and stuff to actually wash it properly. We spent $6.25 on that car wash, so we have about $495 left to finish fixing the car. Okay, here we go. We are at a public park in town. The reason that we're here is because they provide water spigots, which we're going to need to actually get water to clean the inside of the car. I think, yep, there we go. Ah! God damn it. First step, obviously, is to clean out the big shit. I'm gonna put everything in the trunk for right now, and then we will swap them when we're ready to clean the trunk. Oh, hey, because of the water, I think I actually found the hole in the tire. You can hear that, right? Huh. With all of the big junk taken out of the car, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take out both of the seats so that it's easier to get to the carpet. There's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on both sides. You just take a ratchet, it's easy to take off. I've got a tool set in here. These are some pretty thick screws. Okay, it looks like I was mistaken. There's 2 bolts in the back, and you push the seat forward, and then it detaches latches on the front side. Okay, there we go. We got the seat out. Now we gotta be careful not to scuff the paint on the sides of the car. We're just gonna move the seat off to the side over here, and we will spot clean this later. Look at this. Fucking pretzels and pennies, and I'm sure the other seat is actually worse. Let's get this cleaned up. We're gonna plug the vacuum into this battery pack that I was sent. The company Opes that sent me this, they're actually giving one of these away for free. So if you wanna win one of these, comment, and whichever comment gets the most likes, I guess, send me your information. Then, once we've got most of the big stuff taken care of, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna spray some carpet shampoo on the floor. This was $6 at Walmart. This is what will help take out all of these nasty stains and the odors in the carpet. Then we're gonna take a brush, which I found for free, and we're gonna work it into the carpet. I'm not counting this for the cost because you can do it by hand with that brush, but if you have a drill with one of these little cleaner extensions, it goes much faster. I will finish this by hand just to show you guys that it's possible. We're not actually trying to clean it, we're just trying to agitate all of the gunk so that when we take the extractor vacuum, we can pull it all out really easily. Okay, now we're actually gonna go vacuum up all of the junk. Now, the reason that I got this vacuum in particular is because A, it's cheap, but it also came with its own OxyClean solution, so we should be able to add more soap to that. And I know a lot of you are gonna disagree with this tactic, but because we got this from Walmart, we can return the vacuum after we're done. So this technically costs $100, but at the end of the day, we can get that $100 back. On the end of the vacuum hose, we're gonna use this tool right here. This has a scrub brush and it'll suck up the water once we put it in there. So you just attach this, and then when we wanna spray the solution, we push this, it'll spray the solution out the top right there, and then this will suck it up. I actually have a full bottle of this stuff, so I'm gonna do that whole process again. I'm gonna put extra emphasis on the stains that I can still see are there. and then another dose of the extractor vacuum. And lastly, just for good measure, we're going to take all of the fibers and we're going to brush them in the same direction. Boom, there we go. Now, we got to do the exact same thing to the actual floor mats themselves. With them, we have an advantage though, and then we can actually take them and beat them out first. You can clearly see they are very dirty, so I'm excited to see how clean we can actually get them with this. You can see here that the foam is literally bringing the dirt up to the top, which is fantastic. Before we take the scrub brush and scrub this in, I'm actually going to vacuum this up just so we don't end up putting that dirt back in the carpet. And one more shampoo. Okay, let's hit it with the extractor vacuum again. Put this in there. You know, this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Okay, this is sliding around a bunch. I'm going to move this into the grass so that the feet on the back of it will hold it in place a little bit better. There we go. Perfect. Now all we need to do is clean the chair, we can put it back in, and the passenger side will be done. Obviously the chair has more components than just fabric, so we're going to clean the metal, the plastic, and the seat itself. Our extractor vacuum has two handles, one for the big stuff that we've been using, and one for small nooks and crannies. We're going to switch to this one so we can clean the inside of the seat. One more thing before we put the seat in is I want to clean up this door jamb right here and this entire side of the door. These shop towels right here cost $3. You know, I think I picked a bad day to do this because it's kind of wet outside, so it'll take a while for these carpets to dry out. Now all we need to do is the other side of the car and this back seat. Okay, I can't actually pull the seat all the way out because it's connected to heated seat coils, but we'll use this opportunity to take a look at how nasty it is underneath the seat. Yeah, it's definitely wet. We'll deal with that next. Right now, let's just clean the seat. Okay, this guy is clean. Now we get to figure out what we want to do with this. If you remember from my earlier videos, one of the problems is that this keeps getting wet. This is supposed to be like a layer in between. This is insulation, it's basically foam. And when I'm in my car and I'm breathing, this gets really wet. You can see. And so I'm pretty sure this is gonna start like making mold or mildew. All I can do at the moment is just clean it. You know what, in hindsight, maybe that's wrong. Maybe I can remove it and clean underneath. It seems like it's held in place with glue, but I can remove that pretty easily. Okay, now I'm fairly confident this is going to be the most ghetto thing you've ever heard. The problem here isn't that water accumulates here, because water accumulates on the windows and that's fine. The problem is that this bottom part is foam. So when the metal gets wet because of condensation, the foam just absorbs it, and now this whole thing is soaking wet and you'll develop mold. What we need to do is we need to put a barrier in between the metal and the foam so that this can still get wet and doesn't matter, but this won't absorb it. We're going to use cheap Walmart shopping bags. They've already got a seam down one side of them, so you can just rip them open pretty easily. Okay, there we go. I'm only going to do one half of this as a test, and then we'll come back next month and we'll see if this one is still wet and if this one is dry. If this one is dry, we'll do the whole thing with plastic, probably saran wrap, but for now, we're just going to see if this keeps it dry. Let's go ahead and pull the seat back in. Testing the heated seats. Yep, that works. Yep, that one still works. Perfect. Now I believe we can put this seat back in. Fucking hell, we're only about halfway done. It's starting to rain pretty hard. We're gonna have to postpone this until later because I don't want any of my stuff getting damaged, particularly my batteries. And also if my seats get soaking wet, they'll take forever to dry. All of this came out of my carpets. We will continue this video when it stops raining. While we wait for it to stop raining, I've got two heaters underneath the seat because the foam is actually still wet and I want to let this evaporate. I know that if I put the seat down, it's never going to evaporate, it's going to grow mold. So we're just going to try to evaporate everything. I clearly picked a great day to try to do this. I'm not counting this for the budget. This is just something I realized I need to do because I don't want this growing more mold. I'm pretty sure this is mold. That looks like it's probably mold, right? Holy shit, this was made in the USA in 1999. This is 25 years old. Oh my God, I think I know how water is getting in here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I think that my tires are splashing water up and it's getting on like the, I don't think that it's condensation from my breath. I think that there's holes and like areas for water to seep in, and that's what's causing this. That changes the situation. It's not fancy, but it should keep it dry. Okay, I ended up caving in and I got some parchment paper because I know this is waterproof, and I'm just gonna lay the parchment paper underneath all of this so the water can't get up in here. I'm even covering up all of the holes. Now let's finish drying off the rest of the fabrics. And look at that, we got a nice bright sunny day to finish cleaning the car. I have to pump the tire back up because it deflated itself again. I have to do this basically every morning. We will fix this eventually. Let's go finish cleaning the car. Hopefully today is warm enough to evaporate all of the water in my carpets and whatnot, because it was really damp in here last night when I was sleeping. And I couldn't open the windows to let the water out because it was fucking raining. This seat is similar to the last one, except it's actually got electrical components in it, so we need to be a little bit more careful to unplug everything when we're pulling the seat out. But I'm pretty sure it's just the 2 bolts right here and the same one on the other side. Take the seatbelt off, then we just lean the seat forward, and then I believe we pull it back. This seat has 1 cable running from the car to the electronic motor here. I believe we just pull this tab. There we go. Now we can remove the seat. Woof. Oh, that's wet. Yucky. It's honestly incredible the difference that just vacuuming can make. But you'll see here that there are a whole bunch of stains in the bottom of this, so we are going to shampoo it, of course. One of the things that I like about this shampoo is that you can actually watch it pull the stain out. Watch, I'm going to cover this stain in shampoo. And then you'll watch all of the brown stuff come to the top of the foam. Like, look at this, you can see how the foam is turning brown. I love that. These brushes, they cost like $10 at Walmart. Not too shabby. Now let's go fill up our extractor vacuum and suck all of that stuff out of the carpet. there's really only so much you can do with a carpet that's 25 years old. Like, you can still see that there are still some stains in there, but I think this is vastly better than the way it was before. You can see just how much dirt is caked into this floor mat. It's funny, you'll notice I gave up using the hand scrub brush a while ago. God, there's so much dirt. Actually, you know what? Different idea. You know, maybe I'm putting too much effort into cleaning this one, because this one is just going to get dirty again after like 2 days. Like, at what point should I just get new floor mats? I guess it works fine, so I'm okay with it. Are you fucking kidding me? It is starting to rain again. I'm gonna go ahead and try to wash the seat before we put everything away. Okay, well, I guess now it's sunny again. I'm gonna leave these things out to hopefully dry off. We get the ones from yesterday too. While we're here, I want to see if I can fix my cup holder. The way that this is supposed to work is it's got these little arms. You can fold it in on itself. But one of my arms broke off. I think I've got it in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. It's supposed to go like this. And I think I can just super glue it back together. Okay, we're going to take some super glue. I hope glue works good on plastic. Super glue the other side. Okay, and then we will just slide it back in. Hopefully nothing breaks. Okay, yeah, that failed. I will have to figure out what I want to do with this later. Maybe I've just got to let the glue set for longer, but the tension on the spring is causing the joints to crack, so the glue's not strong enough to hold it. Whatever, the car is mostly clean. I'm gonna go put the seat back in. I'm still leaving the mats out because I want to let the carpet dry. Connect the motor back to the car. Test it. Perfect. And lastly, the seatbelt. Okay, there we go. The interior of the car has been deep cleaned and detailed, but it looks like it's going to rain again, so we're probably gonna have to stop the video here. In the next video, we're going to be restoring the mechanics of the car itself. The engine, the transmission, the suspension, all of the things that make the car actually go. You can see that we've got a bunch of materials for that right here. We'll do that in the next video. And then after that, we're actually going to try to fix this bumper ourselves. I'm excited for it. I've got sandpaper, I've got resin, I've got Bondo. We're gonna try to actually build this thing from scratch.